TV lady, Kara, we've never had one like this since I've been here. A whole bunch of points in the first half and so forth. And I was hoping we'd play well the second half with our backup guys, but obviously our backup guys didn't play all that well. So we put the first group back in to avoid embarrassing ourselves any much longer. And then we got another turnover and scored some points. But this game, like I told our guys, get it behind us. And we got the two biggest games of the season coming up. So we'll find out what our fate's going to be in 2 weeks. Clemson and then Auburn in the championship game. But a lot of guys played super. Really proud of our team being ready to play. Marcus, of course, ran like he always does. And Steven Garcia had an excellent game, 9 out of 12, a bunch of yards, hit some big passes. He was real good today. And Alshon, again, was very good as usual. Ace Sanders got his first touchdown of the year. So had some good things, but we had a lot of guys didn't play all that well. Some of our backup guys. But anyway, we're happy to get the win, and we're glad at least a lot of guys like to play. I told somebody we proved you don't have to have depth to necessarily have a good season because we don't have a lot of backup offensive linemen and so forth. But anyway, we got enough, and we're looking forward to these next 2 games. Okay, any questions? Got to be a question out there. All right, go ahead, my man.
Can you talk about the way your first stringers started the game and how happy you were to see them execute as well as they did right off the bat?
Well, it was good to get a bunch of turnovers. That's how you score a lot of points quickly. You start out down on their end of the field, which we did several times in the game. I think we only had about 450 yards or so total offense, 461. Okay, so and only 61 plays, so there was we weren't out there a whole bunch. But the game moved a lot faster there in the second half. But again, sometimes you have games like this, and you just got to put them behind you. Just like sometimes if you have a bad blowout loss, you got to put it behind you. But we didn't come in thinking we were going to score in the 50s for the first time ever, and lo and behold, we got into the 60s. So, but had a lot of defensive scores, defensive turnovers that set us up, and that was the reason. But anyway, we'll start Monday, getting ready for Clemson. Enjoy this one tonight in an appropriate manner, and realize that the next 2 games will really pretty much determine our fate of what kind of year 2010 is going to be. I mean, it's a good year thus far, but it could really be a good year in the next 2 weeks.
Steve, the 2 defensive touchdowns at the end of the first half, how important were they, not so much for this game, but for down the road that the defense can't score?
So it was nice to see DJ Swearinger jump in front of a guy and read the quarterback, jump in, make the pick and score. Chaz, it was just a good effort. I don't know who knocked it out, but he was there, caught it in midair and outraced him to the end zone. But the defensive guys enjoy scoring, just like the offensive guys. But other than that, hopefully in a close ball game, we'll get one of those someday. That's when they're really big. But it was nice to have them today, certainly.
Coach, so many individual records were set today. Could you have imagined all these coming to fruition at the beginning of the year?
What records were those? Marcus Lattimore's 1,000 yards, I guess. Anything else?
Alshon Jeffrey, receiving yards.
Yards? Oh, okay. I did not know that.
The receiving goes to 3rd all time.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Garcia's probably got the percentage. He was 9 of 12 today, which was pretty doggone good. I don't know. We thought we had a good team coming in, and again, the next 2 weeks are going to determine what we ultimately become this year. And we're still pushing. We're not sitting around patting each other on the back right now. We've got 2 big weeks ahead of us to see what we can do for the University of South Carolina. And we know the opportunity's there, and we'll see how we can handle it. I think we came out of the game pretty much injury-free, so we should be at our best the next couple of weeks.
Coach, is this the way a division champ from the SEC should handle a team from the Sun Belt Conference?
who knows? We didn't think it would turn out this way. Proud of the guys for getting ready to play. And I think we've really been ready to play about every game this year. We just sort of got disarrayed sometimes in our pass defense one game way back. But other than that, our guys, I think, have improved as the season goes. That's what you got to do to have a big year. And but our next game will really be the big test at Clemson. Their defense, I would say, is as good about maybe the best we'll play against. You look at their personnel. Daquan Bowers, one of those NFL guys, said he was the third or fourth first-round pick in the draft next year, third or fourth pick in the overall draft. So they're top of country in almost every defensive category. So it'll be a big challenge for our offensive line, Marcus, Alshon, Stephen, all of them. And hopefully our defense will come next week also, because we got to play well to have a chance over there.
Steve, Stephon Gilmore got lit up pretty early in the second quarter. Do you know his status?
Yeah, I don't think he was out for a little bit there, and I didn't hear the trainer tell me anything too much. So hopefully it's not a serious injury.
Coach, this school is kind of in uncharted waters going into Clemson and then the SEC championship. How do you think the team is going to handle two big games back to back?
All I know is we've handled the other ones pretty well last week, and Alabama game. So we've had some big ones. Yeah, we've had some big ones. So I feel like our guys will be ready to give it their best shot, and that's all we can ask them: give it their best shot and see what happens. So it's a lot more fun when there's a lot on the line. So that's where we are, and that's where we wanted to be. So hey, let's go play and see what happens.
Coach, you mentioned that depth is an issue. How are we going to address that, especially as you're going into two times?
How are we going to address it? We're going to try to recruit our tails off this year. We've already got a bunch of offensive linemen committed, so that'll help there a little bit in that area. And got a bunch of commitments in some other areas, and trying to get a few more. But that's how you address that issue. We can't do anything about it this year, but fortunately we've stayed pretty much injury free at a lot of crucial positions thus far.
Are you pretty happy, Steve, with how the offense has come along this year compared to past years here? I think you're averaging about 15 more points
yards
this year.
Yeah, we're averaging a little bit more, and obviously the ability to run the ball with Marcus is the big reason. And Stephen certainly has played a lot better. Stephen's taking care of the ball, and we don't have not near as many minus plays. Now we got to get Connor to throw the ball away. He took about a 15-yard sack there early in the fourth quarter. But anyway, our guys have played a lot better, and defense has come around. Statistically, we were actually better last year on defense, but what we are is very good against the run, and we got a lot of sacks, and now we're starting to get a few turnovers. So that offsets some passing yards that we've given up as far as being highly ranked statistically. But anyway, we're in good shape to play these last two, and we'll look forward to going to Clemson this week. See if we can give those guys a heck of a game to see what happens. Okay?
Anything else, Coach?
All right, I'll turn it over to the players.